Let's just cut across to the Parliament, and it's Kiren Rijiju speaking in the Parliament. Let's listen in.
Because of an extremely important and sensitive matter which has come to our notice. The members of Parliament from the NDA have met me and raised this very important issue.
What is the issue?
Sir, one of the senior leader of the Congress party, very responsible Congress leader, who is holding a constitutional post, has made a statement that they are going to change the Constitution of India to provide reservation in contract work to a Muslim community. Now, this statement, we cannot take this statement lightly, because if it was a statement made by any ordinary person, then we can understand, we can reply outside. But since the statement has come from a person who is holding a constitutional position, and in a very clear term, he has stated that Congress party will provide reservation to Muslim community, and for that they will change the Constitution of India.
Reservation for
It is
what?
extremely serious. It is a matter which we cannot tolerate, and this is assault on the Constitution of India, the Constitution provided by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And these people, they are talking about Constitution, they are carrying the photograph of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, but their people officially makes a statement to change the Constitution of India. I want the Congress president who is sitting here in the House to make very specifically clear about the Congress party's position. How and in what manner you want to change the Constitution of India to provide reservation to Muslim community? I want clear-cut reply and position from the Congress party president, who is leader of the House. in the Rajya
Honorable
Sabha.
Minister, reservation in what?
Sir, my request is the Congress party president, who is the leader of the House, leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, should make the position clear and tell the August House as well as to the people of India why Congress party want to change the Constitution of India to provide reservation to Muslim
Leader of the House.
community.
माननीय सभापति जी,
Sir, what is the issue? We can raise it according to rules. The House is governed by rules. What is
माननीय
the issue?
सभापति जी, बहुत दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी, आप बैठ जाओ, उन्होंने बिल पास कर दिया, वही ना हाँ
बिल पास किया वाला वो है तेलंगाना
नहीं कर्नाटक। माननीय सभापति जी, बहुत दुख के साथ कहना पड़ता है कि जिस तरीके से कांग्रेस पार्टी बहुत संविधान की रक्षक बनती है, वो संविधान के बारे में जिस तरीके से उन्होंने उसकी धज्जियां उड़ाने का प्रयास किया है। संविधान में डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अंबेडकर ने स्पष्ट लिखा है और कहा है कि रिजर्वेशन धर्म के आधार पर नहीं होगा। रिजर्वेशन विल नॉट बी डन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ रिलीजन। दिस इज एन एक्सेप्टेड प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। लेकिन साउथ में कांग्रेस की सरकार में रिजर्वेशन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में 4% का रिजर्वेशन का पारित किया जाता है। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में I'll authenticate.
Yes.
Sir,
The statement of
the Karnataka में
Leader of the House,
Yes.
the statement to which reference has been made by the Honorable Parliamentary Affairs Minister that a constitutional functionary holding position in the political party
Yes.
has made a statement that there will be reservation in contract for Muslim community,
Yes.
that statement be authenticated,
Yes, I'll authenticate,
and
sir.
put on the table of the House.
The Karnataka
During the course
government,
of the day.
I'll do that, sir. The Karnataka government has passed a bill granting 4% of reservation to minorities and in public contracts. In public contracts. ये और इसके साथ साथ जो वहां के डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, जिसके बारे में रिजू जी ने रेफरेंस दी है, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने स्टेटमेंट दिया है हाउस में कि जरूरत पड़ेगी तो हम संविधान को भी बदलेंगे। दिस इज अ वेरी सीरियस मैटर। और ये लोग बड़े संविधान के रक्षक बनते हैं और ये लोग संविधान की रक्षा करने की बात सारे देश को बताते हैं, ढोल पीटते हैं, वो संविधान की धज्जियां उड़ाते हैं। ये इसके लिए हम लोग
But what do you want? What do you want?
I want that such laws and rules should be withdrawn and discussion should take place, and Congress party president and the leader of the opposition should answer this question.
Leader of the opposition.
धन्यवाद सर, आपने मुझे समय दिया और उसका उत्तर देने का। मैं यही कहूंगा, कौन सा वो आदमी इनको कहा देश का संविधान बदलने वाले हैं? देश का संविधान जो डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर ने बनाया वो कोई बदल नहीं सकता। रिजर्वेशन भी कोई खत्म नहीं कर सकता। और उसकी रक्षा के लिए हम कन्याकुमारी से कश्मीर तक हमने पूरा भारत जोड़ो यात्रा की। ये भारत तोड़ो करने वाले ये सब रिजर्वेशन के धज्जे उड़ाने वाले लोग और इनको कोई अधिकार नहीं है, उसको पता नहीं है। कोई मेरे पार्टी का भी ऑनरेबल चेयरमैन सर, मैं रिकॉर्ड पे कहना चाहता हूं, उन्हीं के कांग्रेस पार्टी के सिटिंग डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर और उनके स्टेट के कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफिशियली कहा है, और आपके कहने पर मैं इसको ऑथेंटिकेट भी कर सकता हूं। और ये मुस्लिम लीग का पॉलिसी 28 अगस्त 1947 में मुस्लिम लीग ने जब रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी को संविधान सभा में लेके आए थे, तब सरदार पटेल ने रिजेक्ट किया था। आज कांग्रेस फिर मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन का बात उठा करके बाबा साहब का संविधान का इज्जत को इन्होंने मिट्टी में मिलाने का काम कर रहे हैं। हम खंडन करना चाहते हैं। आप हिम्मत है तो डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर का इस्तीफा आज ही मांगिए। हमने ये कहा कि भारत देश के संविधान को बचाने वाले हम लोग हैं और इस संविधान को हमने बनाया, हम इनकी रक्षा करेंगे। ये लोग नहीं।
We have Vasudha joining us, and the House has been adjourned. Vasudha joining us. Vasudha, take us through the war of words that continues in regard to this discussion that the Rajya Sabha chairman agreed upon in regard to that structured discussion as far as the Judge Kash Rao is concerned.
Absolutely, Divya. We were expecting the episode of the pile of cash found in Justice Yashwant Verma's house to be the biggest flashpoint in today's Parliament session. What has happened is Constitution again has taken centre stage. Last session of the Parliament witnessed many protests amongst between the opposition and the Treasury benches, and that was with regard to comments made on Ambedkar. And today, again, Constitution is the biggest flashpoint, and this is with regard to D.K. Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka and also a prominent Congress leader, who basically yesterday defended his government's decision to have 4% reservation for Muslims in public contracts. This is a decision that was approved by the Karnataka Assembly just 2 days ago, even when the Karnataka Assembly was being rocked by the honey trap allegations raised by MLAs from both sides of the spectrum. And this was something that the BJP protested against completely. In fact, the BJP has has been saying that any religion-based reservation is against the spirit of the constitution. It in fact violates the constitution, and that it will look at legal ways to oppose it. 4% reservation for Muslims in public contracts is what the Karnataka government has said, and that's become the latest flashpoint over. And also DK Shivakumar's statement on that if it's possible, constitution could also be changed because the Congress wants social justice and representation for all communities. And today that became the biggest flashpoint because Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju raised this, and he said that the centre, the government will not allow something like this to happen because this is basically, this is injustice to the SC/ST communities. He also said that the BJP will fight this, and that the comment that constitution will be changed, that was completely wrong. JP Nadda also spoke on this, and Mallikarjun Kharge in the Rajya Sabha also spoke on this, defending his party, saying that it's a Congress party that has always protected the constitution, safeguarded the rights of minorities and the SC/STs. But the decision made by Karnataka Assembly, which Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, has defended, saying that the 4% reservation for Muslims is besides the 24% reservation that's given to SC/ST OBC community in public contracts, and hence it should be seen as a move to promote social justice and inclusiveness and not really, appeasement of minority. So clearly this is a flashpoint between BJP and Congress party, and it has the potential to play out not just in today's session of the parliament but also in the political campaigns of different states coming up in the next few months.
Right, and of course, Kiren Rijiju there heard, attacking the Congress party, Vasudha saying that the Congress has destroyed the constitution and that it's really promoting Muslim reservation.
Absolutely, Divya. If you look at, today's agenda, it was expected that the Rajya Sabha chairperson, basically is supposed to meet JP Nadda and Mallikarjun Kharge over another raging issue, which is the pile of cash that was found at Justice Yashwant Verma's house. That, of course, has also led to an in-house inquiry in the Supreme Court. But remember that this is also a test case for Indian judiciary. In fact, this is also something that tests the fundamentals of how our judges are appointed. In fact, disclosures of judicial assets is also something that has been debated upon. In 2015, we did come closer to some sort of judicial reforms because the NGAC Act, came into being. It was passed by MPs, but of course it was stalled by the courts. And today there was a discussion, there was a meeting that the Rajya Sabha chairperson had called of the LOP and the leader of the House to discuss as to how a structured discussion can take place in the House on the fallout of this issue and the learnings from this issue, and how a systemic protocol could be put in place so that the autonomy of our judiciary is not compromised. At the same time, such cases are dealt with. But of course, that now is going to happen. What has taken center stage, even as the House is convened, was the constitution issue. And the allegation raised by the BJP that the Congress now wants to change the constitution of the country. Remember, this is the BJP giving it back to the Congress party because the Congress party throughout the campaign, in the run-up to the campaign to 2024 Lok Sabha elections, kept alleging that the BJP, by aiming to get 400 seats, wants to change the constitution of the country, wants to alter the reservation system. And this is despite multiple assurances that came from BJP leaders that nothing of that sort is happening. In fact, the BJP also faced a setback in Lok Sabha 2024, specifically in the states of Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, and now the BJP extremely cautious, wanting to give it back to the Congress party, specifically when it comes to reservation and constitution, because this is an issue that is extremely sensitive, specifically for the SC/ST OBC communities that have seen a lot of upliftment because of reservation, while the Congress party continues to say that it's the only custodian of the constitution. The BJP trying very hard and in some ways succeeding to prove that that is wrong, and it in fact, protects the constitution and will not allow any religion-based reservation to take place in this country.
Right, but of course, opposition leader Mallikarjun Kharge there saying that we have fought for reservation. No one can end reservation. That is exactly what the chief of the Congress party had to say.
Absolutely, and this was after JP Nadda also spoke. Both JP Nadda in the Rajya Sabha and Kiren Rijiju, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister in the Lok Sabha, spoke about how DK Shivakumar's comment that the constitution could be changed to accommodate rights of minorities and also to ensure social justice has basically set the cat amongst the pigeons now, and the BJP senses an opportunity here to get the narrative on its side. Remember, the last session of the Parliament, there was a similar debate that played around the remarks made by Home Minister on B.R. Ambedkar. Of course, the Home Minister did not mean any insult to him, but the opposition said that whatever he said was derogatory to the legacy, to the memory of B.R. Ambedkar. But this time the BJP is very careful and wants to play out this issue, wants to play up this issue that in Karnataka 4% reservation has been given to Muslims in public contracts, and that is against the spirit of constitution, which is why Mallikarjun Kharge, who coincidentally comes from the state of Karnataka, in fact from northern Karnataka, and he in fact has also praised this approval of 4% reservation to Muslims in public contracts just recently, saying that this is a move towards social justice and equal representation. He basically stood up and said that the Congress party is the only party that has safeguarded the rights of the deprived sections of the society, and it has protected the constitution and it has protected reservation, and hence nobody has the right to question the Congress party on that. But of course the BJP very aggressive on this front and playing up whatever D.K. Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, said with regard to changing the constitution, especially the reservation policy.
Right. Vasudha, in regard to, of course, the House has been adjourned, but what we're really expecting is the Rajya Sabha to take up the banking laws bill as the Parliament, will resume finally, and those demands as far as the grants for 25-26 is concerned. And in the Lok Sabha, we're expecting Nirmala Sitharaman will be moving that finance bill to be taken into consideration.
Absolutely. The finance bill is important because a few amendments have been made, and we'll get to know that because those things have been put up in the portal. But what is important is this week is a lot about business, and then of course the Waqf bill, which promises to be in some ways not just contentious but also in some ways will ignite a lot of debate between the opposition and the treasury benches, because remember the BJP has been calling it a reform and the opposition has been saying that this is violative of the constitution, especially rights of the minorities. That is also expected to play out sometime later this session. And of course, the Home Minister will also be moving a bill on, getting validation on Manipur presidential, rule. That also is going to happen later this session. This week is a lot about business, but what is something that we can look forward to is the Rajya Sabha chairperson's discussion with the LOP and, of course, the leader of the House, JP Nadda, and Mallikarjun Kharge, the leader of opposition, on the discussion on NJAC, which was seen as, a move towards judicial reform, something that could have basically fixed judicial accountability on not just announcement, declaration of judicial assets, but also on the way our judges and senior advocates are appointed, and if there is any accountability, if there's any proper explanation or obligation to, put out as to why a certain judge made it to a certain court and why a certain judge did not make it to a certain court. All this could have been discussed. Now that meeting is expected to take place at 11:30, and we'll have to wait and see what kind of agreement is reached upon, with regard to that structured discussion that the Rajya Sabha chairperson hinted at with regard to this issue of Justice Yashwant Verma that has raised a lot of questions on judicial accountability, on the ways our judges function, on the kind of corruption that is yet to come out. Remember, a lot of people are praising Justice Sanjeev Khanna for making details of this preliminary investigation public. But of course, this is also a test for judiciary to see how this in-house inquiry is conducted. And this is also an opportunity for the policy makers to understand and to ensure that there is a protocol, there's a system that's put in place so that the autonomy of the judiciary is not compromised, but at the same time, there is accountability.
Right, of course, that discussion which, of course, Jagdeep Dhankar has called for that meeting with the leader of the House, JP Nadda, as well as Mallikarjun Kharge, in order to discuss that judicial accountability that you just spoke of. But it is the judge who has strongly denounced the allegations in the recovery at his residence. He's gone on to say there was no cash that was found at the storeroom because it wasn't kept by him or any family member. In his response, he's also gone on to say that this is clearly a conspiracy to frame and malign him. That is what is really being said. But now that the Supreme Court probe panel has started to investigate in the matter, and that's starting today, who all are going to be questioned in this case?
Absolutely, that is something that the in-house inquiry will reveal, and this is something that is part of the system. Remember, this is not the first time that an in-house inquiry is happening. The Supreme Court also saw details from Allahabad High Court when the Shekhar Yadav case came up, and in fact, the policy makers here, a 6-member delegation, had also met the Speaker with regard to Rajya Sabha chairperson, in fact, with regard to impeachment of this judge who made allegedly some hateful comments against a certain community. And the Supreme Court then, I remember, had also saw details from the court, and this time an in-house inquiry is going to take place. A committee of well-known judges, judges known for their integrity, has also been put in place, and that inquiry is going to begin. But of course, we know that there are videos that are out there which have been released by Delhi police, which show piles of burnt cash. At the same time, we also have what Justice Yashwant Verma also said. So clearly, a lot of people are going to be questioned in this case. Justice Verma also has a 2018 CBI case on him, which of course was which did not proceed beyond a point. But clearly, all the details, all the background to his career, to his judgments is going to be checked. And today, if you look at some of the MPs of the Congress party, including Haibi Aden, Renuka Chaudhary, and also Manikam Tagore, have also asked for a discussion on judicial accountability and on this particular issue. So clearly, MPs also want answers to some of the questions that have been raised. While you're right that, only this inquiry can actually help us get more details on this,